Ravel wrote in a letter to Margaret Long, who premiered the concerto in G major, that his conception of a concerto was a piece that was light-hearted and brilliant, and not aimed at profundity or special effects. And he thought so much of it that he wanted to name the piece divertissement, which sort of means fun or entertainment. But he thought enough of that idea was embedded in the title of the concerto. Now, if we think about the concerti that have come before him, like the concerti of Brahms and Beethoven, we think of all these big, serious works. And even, this piece was written in 1931, and even Bartók's second piano concerto and Prokofiev's fourth, which are written in the same year, are very much larger in scope and more serious in content. But this is what Ravel thought. And by this point in his career, he was very much enamored with the sounds and idioms of like blues and jazz, and there is a record of his mutual admiration for Gershwin. And so the first movement starts off with very much in the spirit of lightheartedness and brilliance, with the sound of a whip crack, which unfortunately we don't have today. And throughout the movement there are could you help me with that? And throughout the movement, there are many like passages of really like blues and jazz infused harmonies, such as very much like very bluesy, and we have all these jazzy rhythms. There's a lot of cross rhythm going on in the piece as well, and in sort of 2/2 meter we have all this, while the orchestra is doing all this like, and then in the second movement, which I think it's very much the emotional core of the piece, it's almost like almost Mozartian in nature. It's got this simple accompaniment and long flowing melody above it. So we have this accompaniment, which is sort of a waltzing rhythm, and sort of in 6/8, and this melody is sort of in 3/4, and so we have that cross rhythm going on again. And incidentally, when Margaret Long read the piece, she thought, isn't this amazing, this like free-flowing improvisatory melody? And Ravel said this melody actually cost him great trouble, and each bar was sort of like an uphill struggle. And for me, the focal point of the piece is this moment near the end of the second movement with this amazing modulation. And then after that we have the third movement, which is very brief, like 3-4 minutes, and very much a return to the lightheartedness and brilliance, and it's sort of somewhat toccata. And then the whole piece ends with a loud bang on the bass drum, which is sort of a unifying element, since the piece also started with sort of percussive sound. And please welcome Miss Kirstin Ihde, who will perform the orchestral reduction with me.